What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am your host with the most, DragonBallOtaku, welcoming you back to another video. Honestly, didn't think I'd be making a video about this, but honestly, the whole Kick Vic and I Stand With Vic thing has escalated even bigger than it normally would, or normally than I thought it would. And it's right now, it's really just all Dragon Ball community civil war that's going on. And it all started with this tweet from Kara Edwards, which is the voice of Adele in Goten. She says, "This is the guy that a lot of you guys use to get your information that is designed to make you angry and scared of me and anyone else who might have a story. I highly recommend you getting your information from illegal filing themselves." And it's of the YouTuber SuperSaiyanPaul tweeting at her saying, "But why don't victims come forward?" And Rambest says, "Well, hello there, liar." Paul responds to her by saying, "Not everyone is a victim, Kara. Not every thought like yourself is one either. Keep it in your pants, you lying schmuck." Now, after that tweet sets a whole chain of events between the YouTuber Scape, a little bit of Prince Vegeta, and Super Saiyan Paul and Scape's wife. I think a lot of this could have been handled a lot better, but let's go over the tweets. Super Saiyan Paul says, "I'm sorry you have been talked to that way. It's not right at all." Someone named Sydney says, "What's not right is what they've done to Vic at Super Saiyan Paul is doing God's work." Then Scape's wife, Rose, responds by saying, "Vic was done wrong when he was fired without an investigation. ASAP's response is doing nothing here, but shaming himself. This is not what Vic or God would want, and this tarnishes your cause. It's disgusting." Now, I can agree with a little bit of what you just said right here with Vic getting screwed over with no real investigation. Of course, Vic wouldn't want the community to fight over who's right, who's wrong thing. Paul responds saying, "Shame myself for calling out a liar without sugarcoating it. LOL, zero regrets." And I can understand that, Paul, and I agree with you on that. When someone messes up, I think they should be called out for it. Scape responds by making a fool of yourself. She's a real life person. Treat her like one. Paul responds, "You're the fool here. Both of you can take your opinion and shove them where your sun doesn't shine. She can ruin a man's entire life with lies like this, and you defend that type of behavior. Grow some balls, bro. Get help." And this is really where the chain of events starts kicking off between Scape and Super Saiyan Paul, or formerly known as the COD Brothers Gaming. Scape responds, "I'm saying treat her like a human being. I won't make any judgments on anything until they've been finalized by court of law. Yes, this is all my opinion. Men should act like men. Online, that's one another." Personally, I don't see what gender has to do with anything with being a man. It's really, for me, my opinion, it's freedom of speech and freedom of press. Paul has the right to talk about the whole Vic Mignogna and Monica Rial and Jamie Markey and Ron Toy situation. He has the right as anyone else to talk about it, and he has the right to give his opinion. I do interject earlier and talk about this. I sit here watching DBtubers that I admire bickering back and forth about who's right and who's wrong. I'm an American who believes in the First Amendment, freedom of speech. I also believe in innocent until proven guilty. As so far, Vic Mignogna is as innocent as any of you. And personally, I stand by my belief here. As you can see, I have two Twitters, one for my Dragon Ball channel. If you're not new to the channel, make sure to subscribe so I can keep you updated on this whole situation, because it actually breaks my heart to see great YouTubers bickering back and forth about it. Right after, and I like the tweet so I can show you guys, Scape goes into this thing right here. A story told in 4 parts. Even though Kara Edwards is a liar, not gonna lie, she MILF material, LMFAO, but my young king queens, don't let this thought use their looks to deceive and manipulate you. That is all. #ThoughtSlay. And then the whole thing that he texted. Then he shows Paul's Twitter, and then I guess he shows him unfollowing, which really I feel that this whole situation with Jamie Markey and Monica Rial is just tearing this whole community apart. Paul does go with, at least at me instead of having your wife fight your battles. Puss boy. Blackscape, we fight our own battles with logic, politely, and above all with class. Paul responds with, logic is SJW safe space logic, puss boy. There's no class by default. Hiding behind your wife has no honor whatsoever. And then she's at this point, you have made it clear you're only using Vic's situation for your own game. Vic Mignogna doesn't want harassing, belittling women on Twitter. You aren't in this for Vic. Your Dragon Ball con doesn't get views. You're just making out your bitterness on us. I mean, looking at this, those look like views to me. 3,000 views is a lot of views, and especially in this damn age. He's getting a lot of views. I don't know what she's talking about, that his Dragon Ball content isn't getting views. Not a lot of Dragon Ball DBtubers get a lot of views. If you go to Rhymestyle, he doesn't get millions of views. If you go to Blackscape, he doesn't get millions of views. I mean, kind of stupid that Blackscape's wife would be shaming him on views. Paul does say, oh, you start shit, then play the victim card. What duo? Stop obsessing over me. Tuck your beta male at Dragon Ball Black into bed and get off Twitter. He does say bye. And then Paul says, good night, you little SJW white knight. Politely correct puss boy. And then honestly, it's really all out Dragon Ball community civil war. And he just said, thought Tanya has blocked me. She only likes tweets for puss boys and all cat ladies that enable false allegations against me. And honestly, it's honestly for, I know it's going to be a joke, but really this is honestly Blackscape's wife, Blackscape, and then SuperSaiyanPaul. Now, I do honestly enjoy all of their content. I really, really like each one of them. Blackscape makes some phenomenal fan-made manga reviews. Paul makes some phenomenal Dragon Ball videos, news videos. He does really good stuff, and it really sucks to see people in the community bickering over this whole situation. Now, I can see from both ends, on both people's ends, where they're coming from, and personally, I do think that this whole situation could have been handled a little better from all of them. Obviously, Blackscape didn't insinuate anything. He didn't fully insult directly to Paul's face in the way of cussing at him or really just insulting him in ways like that, but more him just tweeting out that whole the whole story in 4 screenshots. And I just don't understand why during the whole situation that Blackscape's wife was trying to view shame him, that just kind of was dumb. Honestly, Blackscape was a lot more mature about this. Blackscape's wife, unfortunately, wasn't. Paul, in his own way, because I've been watching Paul since 2011, and I was in high school at that time, and personally, I can understand where Paul's coming from. He's from New York. People from New York usually never back down. They don't let people trample over them, and I can understand him. But Paul is an American as myself. He has the right to freedom of speech, and he feels that the woman who supposedly has video evidence on Vic harassing her, I think sexually assaulting her, then Paul has the right to talk to her. And if he has an opinion on her, he has the right to, because he also has the right, First Amendment freedom of speech and freedom of press. So he has the right to cover the situation as much as anyone else. And honestly, it really saddens me to see Blackscape and Paul going at it. Like, honestly, they're great YouTubers. They're great to the Dragon Ball community. And to see them fighting, it really saddens me, but I can understand them all standing for what they are. What they stand for, their beliefs. I can understand it, and not a lot of people can agree with it. And as I say in one of these tweets, I'll show you. Personally, in a non-biased way, I do back up Paul in one of these tweets right here. So Paul says, "Tell me how a man should act like a man on Twitter," because he's talking about the whole thing. And then this sassy VA person, never heard of her. "You ain't acting like a man. You're acting like a fucking child. Grow up. This ain't high school." I respond to that saying, "Each is his own. As SuperSaiyanPaul has the right to freedom of speech and freedom of press. This has nothing to do with gender," which is true, but his beliefs and that he stands for, and what he stands for. Of course, not everyone will agree, but he is more human than anyone in this community. At least he's not afraid to be honest. And I stand for that, because Paul genuinely is a good person if you get to know him. As a longtime subscriber, Paul has been the most genuine human person that has been out there. And it, like I said, it does sadden me to see YouTubers going at it with each other, but I can understand people standing for their beliefs. Could have a lot of this been handled a lot better? I mean, I can definitely see that being handled a lot better. I do offer my platform to Scape and Paul if you would both like to, as humans, not gender men and man talk as people would say, as humans, talk to each other, sort this out, or have a debate in a civilized way. I offer my platform to you guys. If you want to talk, DM me on Twitter. As you can see, it's on the screen right now. I would love to help you guys sort this out, because I don't want the Dragon Ball community to be torn apart over two people who are accusing one man of sexual violence and assault. Anyways, guys, it's 7 in the morning when I started recording this. If you're new to the channel, I'm really tired. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click that like, click that subscribe button, and share the video with your friends. Really start a new hashtag Save the Dragon Ball Community. And as always, guys, I'll be seeing you guys for more videos. I'm trying to get back to just regular, so more fighting game videos coming your way. And I love you guys. I'll see you later. See ya, my Saiyan Army.